Once Stangel's new and improved gas chambers became operational in mid to late October 1942, it greatly reduced the pressure on Treblinka's alternate killing site, the lazaret. Lazaret, which means hospital in English, was a small wooden building, painted with a red cross atop its roof, located in the reception area in Treblinka's lower camp. The SS, who realised that not all new arrivals would have the physical strength to make the final sprint towards the gas chambers, needed an alternate method of execution. Therefore, during a selection, those who were elderly or physically incapacitated would be hauled onto carts, promised that they would be taken to the hospital. While their brethren headed to the showers, the elderly and frail would be pushed by the platform worker Jews in their carts throughout the reception area to wait admittance at the entrance to the lazaret. Once ready, the deportees would be instructed to enter in small groups to await medical treatment. Once inside, they would be met with the sight of a bench adjacent to a gaping pit. On the command of SS Schachführer August Miete, the Jews would then be ordered to sit down on one of these benches. Once sat down, the deportees would then be shot in the back of the neck by Miete and a handful of Treblinka guards, although some reports claim that Miete also often acted alone. Like many of his comrades, SS Schachführer August Miete had previously worked and served in Hitler's Action T4 euthanasia program. Originally located at the Grafeneck Euthanasia Centre, Miete was later relocated to Hadamar, where he was directly involved in the killing process there. Miete's job at Hadamar was to haul the dead bodies out of the hospital's small carbon monoxide gas chamber, and then burn them in the hospital's small crematorium. In June 1942, Miete was then transferred to the General Government of Poland, to await his posting at the newly constructed Treblinka extermination camp. From his first day in the camp until his last, Miete's job was to run the lazaret, and consequently he was involved in the direct murder of the sick, elderly and frail. Not too much of a far cry from his work at Hadamar. Much like his far more infamous SS brother-in-arms, Dr. Josef Mengele of Auschwitz, Miete also earned himself the oxymoronic nickname, the Angel of Death. You see, during the disembarkation and selection process at Treblinka, Miete would roam around the crowd of newly arrived Jews, helping to select those he deemed appropriate for the lazaret. When doing so, Miete acted in a kindly and very calm manner, hence he earned his nickname. Miete would also roam around the prisoner barracks of the lower camp in the evenings, acting as a metaphorical vulture, looking for those who were on their last legs. If he found a victim, Miete would offer the man or woman help, thereby taking them back to his infirmary. Obviously, it didn't take long for Miete's reputation to precede him, and the prisoners soon realised that to be taken to the lazaret meant only one thing: death. Much like his other Treblinka contemporaries, Miete was later relocated to Trieste in late 1943, following the completion of Operation Reinhard and the closure of Treblinka. He survived the war and even reintegrated back into German society, and actually did rather well for himself, working as an MD of a loan company. However, in 1960, Miete was detained in Dusseldorf to await trial for his crimes at Treblinka. In 1965, at the Treblinka trials, Miete was sentenced to life imprisonment, but was eventually released in 1985 due to poor health, and died 2 years later in 1987.